Good evening, everybody. I hope you are all well. It's Sunday, the 28th of December. Christmas is over, kind of. I'm assuming a lot of people are still out visiting family and so on and so forth. I've got the door open today, so the dogs are currently outside. This is why I've got a hat on because it's cold. Although I'm wearing a t-shirt, so that doesn't really make sense, does it? But I hope everyone's well and had a good Christmas. Please feel free to chuck the chat up as always. Please feel free to comment whatever or say hello or tell us what you've been up to for Christmas. I mean, I always work Christmas Day, so always work on Christmas Day. Always, well, not always have done, but have done for a lot of years now, a lot of years. So always working Christmas Day, and I love it. I absolutely love working Christmas Day. A lot of people think it's ridiculous to love working Christmas Day, but I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's the only thing I always say on my Christmas Day is I like to finish my day with a cheese and crackers. That's what I like to do. Cheese and crackers. I have cheese and crackers on Christmas Day, and as long as I've got those at the end of the day, I am a happy man. Happy man. So tell me how your Christmas was. What did you do? I always have my Christmas Day, Boxing Day, as I say, because I work Christmas Day. So I always have my Christmas Day on Boxing Day. Went to Miller and Carter, which was really, really nice. I read a lot of mixed reviews about that. But it was great. I mean, I can't fault it. The food was out really quick. The service was really good. Really nice setting, good food. So I was happy. But yeah, and saw obviously some family and so on and so forth as you do at Christmas. This year I opened presents. Last year I was rubbish. I don't like Christmas. Full disclaimer, I can't stand Christmas. Can't stand it at all. And I didn't bother opening any Christmas presents last Christmas. And last Christmas Day, sorry. But this year I did. We had presents out. I opened all them out and so on and so forth. But yeah, how was your Christmas? Please let me know in the comments. We're going to keep the show short this week because I've got to be somewhere, and I am expecting a call as well. So if you randomly see me play an interview, which I might do because there's an interview that I I've got lined up just in case, and if I randomly play that interview, it's because I'm waiting for a call which I can't miss. So yeah, if I suddenly disappear, that is why. So yeah, and hello Dave, hello Harry, hello Lisa, hello Michael. There's a lot of you watching at the moment across the different platforms, so please do say hello if you're watching. Please let me know how your Christmas is. But like, I think I don't know if many of you saw, but I had a post on X a couple of days before Christmas Day, since my last stream, and I put up that basically I hate mince pies because I can't stand mince pies. Like when I say I hate mince pies, I mean I think they're the work of the devil. I can't stand mince pies. Honestly, I hate them. And yeah, I put up a post, and on X it was. Well, I put it on Facebook as well. But I put it on X. It went boom on X. So many people commented. I think I had about 1,500 comments or something. And it was a massive debate between who likes mince pies and who hates them. So that was a decent post. Someone just said, "Did you see UKIP outside council offices?" Yeah, I did. It was a shame. I saw it like a day and a half after it happened. But yes, for those of you that don't know, UKIP, UK Independence Party, came down to Portsmouth to do a mini protest about the Christmas wreaths being banned on people's doors, and the leader of UKIP went into the council offices and left a wreath for the leader of the council, which I thought was quite funny. That's comedy value. That's not horrible. That's just a bit of banter in it, but it's quite funny. Yeah, and the leader of the council, Steve Pitt, responded back. Said I already had a wreath, didn't need one, but thanks anyway, kind of thing. So yeah, it was all light-hearted and funny. But yeah, I did see them out there. Harrison was all right, but it wasn't the best, to be honest. I'm starting to think Christmas is getting boring for me. Well, it does. Christmas gets boring for me too. I think I used to make a lot of effort. Like I used to make a lot of effort. Like I used to buy loads of presents, and I used to be the one that traveled around to all the family. So I used to like travel around constantly, all around Hampshire, and yeah, I just got tired of it. I remember one year being absolutely exhausted and thought, I'm not going to do this next year because it's so tiring. And I didn't. And really, I haven't picked it up since then. Really, I need to make more effort doing it, I guess. But yeah, it's just exhausting, and it's it's almost like forced fun, isn't it? It's like, we got to play games, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. Let's have fun, shall we? Fun, fun, fun. And it feels very forced to me. I've never been a big fan of Christmas Day. Hopefully one day that changes. It was nice. I know it sounds silly, but it's nice that obviously I've got my boys, my dogs. To me, they're like children, by the way. I don't see them as dogs. I see them as my babies. So yeah, I've got 2 dogs, and we made them like a Christmas stocking, and we stuffed like treats inside and balls and things like that. And they had fun opening them and ripping that. So that was nice. But I think if you've got kids around, it's a lot different. Not just your own kids, but like, you know, maybe an auntie or uncle, whatever. And if your kids are young, I think it's a bit different. It's more magical, isn't it? But I think that when you get old, like I'm getting, it does become a little bit boring. My dog's just walked in with a, what have you got, Rolo? Come here. We'll do swaps. I've got treats on hand this week to get them to be behaved. Hello, bro. Because then he'll be behaved. That's the plan. If you could see him right now, he's literally just sitting, being silent, which was nice. What will happen with Christmas trees? When is the discard day? It's the start of January, so it's on the first January round you have. So this is, I guess, relevant only for people that live in Portsmouth City Council area. I don't know about what other councils' rules are. So I can't comment on other councils. But if you live in Portsmouth City Council area, then I believe they're collecting the trees the first week of January, or first 10 days of January. So if you've got a collection from the start of January, I think over that period they're going to be collecting them. So you can discard them then. For any information, you can just visit the council website and they will tell you what the process is. But I'm pretty sure that is the process. Even Jason, hope you are well, my friend. Hope you are well and had a nice Christmas. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's just been quite nice, quite relaxing. I slept in on, and I watched Stranger Things, obviously, as well. Who's watched Stranger Things? Is anybody on here at all a fan of Stranger Things? Because I literally was the geek that stayed up until 1 a.m. to watch it, and I binge watched it. I didn't go to bed till like 5 a.m, and then like I didn't get up till like midday the following day. I absolutely binge watched it. So I won't give spoilers, but if anybody is actually say that, if any of you that don't want spoilers haven't watched it yet, then you're not a big fan of Stranger Things, are you? But yeah, I've got a dartboard now as well. That dartboard with a little Omni dart thing, which is got cameras around it, so it means I can play online against people. If any of you play online darts using the Omni scorer, please let me know, and we'll share account details, and we can play. Although I warn you, I am very bad. I'm very bad. My average is about 40 something or other, 44 I think it is at the moment, my 3 dart average. And I can't check out shit. My checkout rate is about 12% at the moment. So yeah, not the best dart player in the world. But I'll give anyone a game if they've got one. Normally same day as recycling, Andy says. Yeah, it's around that time, isn't it? But say if you look on the council website and you collect, I think it's, let me just have a look. I think you type in Christmas tree collections and then you put your postcode in and then it tells you what day it will be collected. I'm pretty sure. I will double check. But yeah, so Frankie's got one. Tell Frankie to get in touch. I'll play him. So not very good, but I'll play. But yeah, Stranger Things was good. Brian says, no, I have a life. No, you've not got much for life if you don't want Stranger Things, B. Not at all. Oh, the wrong dog caught the ball. It's going to be a war now. It's going to be a war going on. But yeah, so obviously that happened. There's been not much national political news, is there? It's been quite quiet. So it's always difficult to put on a show when there's nothing really going on politically, when that's what you talk about is politics. But obviously there's been that incident of, and if anybody's got more information on this, please type away. But there's been an incident of welcoming back somebody that is basically endorsed terrorism or something. Maybe someone else has seen this story more than I have, so please feel free to comment. I saw it on the news yesterday, and yeah, Starmer criticised for celebrating this return to the UK from Egypt. It says Alaa Abd El Fattah has been accused of sharing extremist views on social media Keir Starmer is facing criticism for celebrating the return of a British activist from a detention centre in Egypt in the light of his past social media post. I know that Nigel Farage has reported him to the terrorism people, so that's going through. Fingers crossed. There you go, bully. But yeah, so what's everyone's plans going up to New Year's Eve? I mean, I don't do anything for New Year's Eve either. I sound like a right humbug, don't I? I don't really do anything for New Year's Eve either, to be honest with you. I find it very it's always busy anywhere you go for New Year's Eve, isn't it? It's always expensive. But if anyone's got any questions or any comments or anything they want to ask, please feel free. I'll always do my best to answer honestly if I can. Get it. And then obviously next week we'll get to the full swing of the show. But the good news is, as I said to you, I was getting a studio, and that is really going well. Actually, I would say it's about 50% done, maybe 60% done now. Fingers crossed. Still, it will be ready in the next couple of weeks, which would be good. And I've got like professional lighting and professional cameras, and yeah, it's going to be cool. We've got some guests coming on as well. Got a regular show that's happening, which is cool, which is really, really cool. Starmer now claims he didn't know about all the anti-Western rhetoric. Well, it's a bit ridiculous if your Prime Minister doesn't know about that, does he? He probably shouldn't be bloody... The thing is, right, is that Starmer, this is the funny thing, is Starmer wouldn't have put that post out. That's the thing, is his media or his aides would have put that post out. You've got to assume with his approval. But still, his aides would have been the one that put that post out, his social media managers. It wouldn't have been him personally. But you've got to question what their process is to check what they're saying before they say it, don't you, really? To wonder how on earth that got through, because you would expect the Prime Minister to be aware if someone has shared extremist views before you welcome them home. Seems like a really strange situation, doesn't it? Absolutely strange situation. And for those of you that don't know, and I've had a few questions about this, is about 3 weeks ago now. Oh, thanks, Rolo. Yes, hi, Rolo. Yeah, you made a scene. Yeah, you made a scene. There you go. Off you go. About 3 weeks ago now, I proposed to stand down from my position as chairman of Reform Portsmouth, because just to be clear, I'm the chairman and the leader of Portsmouth Reform at the same time. So I'm the group leader and the chairman. Now, the constitution states of Reform that you can't both be a group leader and on the executive committee as the chairman. You can't do both roles. I was given an exception because the branch hadn't been formally set up yet, but the branch is very being formally set up, so I can't remain being both things. So I decided to stay on as the leader of Reform in Portsmouth and to pass my chairmanship over, which I have done, and that's been passed over to Lamara Fudge. So she is effectively the chairman of the local party now. That'll all be formalised in the first week of January, and she'll get access to all of her IT and stuff. But the other cool news is I'm now an employee of Reform, which is cool. I now work for Reform HQ on a regional level, which is cool. And I start that job I'll start the job properly next week, which would be great. And it means that I'll be able to do politics full time, which is exciting, because a lot of people don't realise that politicians are not paid very well. Like, people always think that councillors, because obviously MPs are paid well. The MPs are on about 100 grand a year, plus any if they sit on committees or boards or scrutiny panels, or they're minister or junior minister, or they're a whip or whatever, they get extra money. So the 100 grand is like the basic, and then I would say probably a third more MPs, maybe a half of them, I don't know precisely, but around that figure, get an extra pay on top as well. So a lot of them range between 110,000 and 150,000 a year, depending on what they're doing, and then they get all their expenses covered and their hotels and their everything else, their travel and whatnot. So it's not bad being an MP, but obviously I'm just a councillor, and as a councillor the money is diabolical. You get a basic of about 1,150 a month, I think it is 1,150 a month. Out that you got to pay tax, national insurance and stuff, obviously, because I've got another job, so I pay the full amount essentially. And then out of that you got to take all your expenses as well, so you can't live on a councillor money. It's basically a less than part-time wage, really. I mean, I'd say you end up with about 600 quid each month. So if anyone thinks they can live on 600 quid a month doing a full-time job, then it's yeah, It's hard. So you have to have secondary jobs, and you have to do secondary things, and you have to do everything else. But as I say, for me now, which is good, as I say, I've got a full-time job at Reform HQ, and that's what I'm doing. So now I can be in politics full time. So I can do my councillor work um, as a basically a semi full-time thing as well at the same time, because I'll be doing politics non-stop. So that's really, really cool. So yeah, happy about that. Happy about that. Let's read a few comments. MPs are overpaid, local not so. Yeah, yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult because yeah, I think that it depends. It depends what the MPs do, but I think the basic MPs, yeah, probably paid way too much. To be fair, probably paid way too much to do the basic level. But I think there's also an argument. A lot of people say there's an argument for them to be paid more, but not to be allowed to jobs. And I think that's an interesting point, because what I don't like about MPs is they're on what 100,000 a year plus, but yet they have secondary income. Some of them, secondary jobs, secondary, things like that. I know there's like nurses, and there's a lot of them are consultants and everything else like that. And how can you be a full-time MP if you've got a secondary job? I mean, and why should you be a full-time MP if you've not got if you've got a secondary job? Because how can you juggle the both? And I think that's unfair to the electorate. So there is an argument of paying MPs more, but telling them they can't have any additional income. But then, as I say, the counter argument to that is that a lot of the talented MPs, whatever the hell they are, if you could spot them any for me, that would be great. The talented MPs, wouldn't be able to be MPs anymore if they didn't have a secondary income. Because I guess some people are quite wealthy, and they couldn't afford to live on 100 grand a year, which sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Really, but that's the arguments and counter arguments. You deserve a promotion at Reform. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. I have got a promotion. So yeah, it's good. It's just a lot of graft now. A lot of graft. Let's see what Alistair said. Today I received a Lib Dem Democrat flyer from my Milton councillor, Matthew Winnington. The Libs claim that Hampshire CCs are going bust. I fact-checked this, and the figures to contradict this. What is your view on the merger with Havant, Gosport and Fareham? Debt levels, highest in Hampshire, reduced by 21 million year on year. Hampshire County Council's figure inflated by one day thing. So I don't like local government reorganisation. I don't think us twinning essentially, or joining up with Havant, Gosport and Fareham is a good thing. I think that Portsmouth currently is quite financially sound. Obviously, you mentioned the debt there, but a lot of that debt is what they define as good debt, where it's on a interest rate that is lower than the rental yield or the yield that we're getting returns for that. So, for example, if we've got a debt of 40 million on a commercial property, for example, and the interest rate is 3%, but we're renting it out and getting 8%, yield, it's obviously it's classed as a good debt. So a lot of that 600 million pounds, or a lot of the debt that Portsmouth has got, is classed as good debt. Not all of it, of course. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. Hampshire County Council have a lot of issues as well, and so do other authorities, especially with adult social care. And we would inherit all those adult social care issues if we combine. So I don't think that merging Havant, Gosport, Fareham and Portsmouth is a good thing, personally. They're probably going to go ahead with it regardless, but I don't think it's a great thing. I think it's going to leave us with a lot of problems. But yeah, it's we will see what happens, I think. But how do you trust them when they keep delaying elections? I mean, look, they delayed last year's elections in Hampshire because they got the mayor elections coming, or this year's election, should I say, they delayed in Hampshire because they got the mayor coming up next year, and then they cancelled the mayor elections next year. So they cancelled the mayor elections next year when that was the election that they were going to, that they used as the reason for cancelling this year. So they're going to cancel the year after as well. I really don't trust what they say at the moment, to be fair. And I think a lot of people struggle trusting what they say as well. Diana, what about the restaurant? Well, I haven't owned the restaurant since July. I basically haven't been there at all. My partner does now own it and run it. She decided to take it on. When I joined Reform in July, as I say, I took a job or a role as well at the same time, and I decided that I couldn't do both. I wanted to dedicate myself to starting the Reform branch up and getting it going. And we put it up for sale. We got an offer, but my partner wanted to take it over, which I allowed her to do. She wanted to give it a go. So I was like, yeah, fair enough. So she's been running that since running that since July. And I just go in there ad hoc to help. So I work there Christmas Day, obviously. But since Christmas Day, I haven't worked there probably since September, probably, or October, maybe. I don't know. So I don't go in there very much anymore. As I say, I don't really do much there anymore. So that's kind of unaffected anyway. I don't know what Emily will choose to do, as I say, because I'll be traveling the country quite a lot now. So I won't be just in Portsmouth anymore. I'll be traveling a hell of a lot. I mean, I'm going away literally next week, and then the week after I'm away. So yeah, I'm away a hell of a lot coming up now. So yeah, so I don't know whether she will continue it or what she's going to plan to do. It's up to her, but we will see. So yeah, that's all good. The boys are currently playing bally. If you can hear them just down beside me, they're fighting over a ball. And I might get a Chinese tonight. I'm not going to get a kebab tonight, guys. I know I always get kebabs, but I'm not going to get a kebab tonight. Don't want a kebab tonight. Not feeling it tonight. Don't know what to have. I might have a Chinese. I've got a camembert in the fridge, actually. I love a camembert. Is it camembert? 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 Here we go again. How do you pronounce words? I've got yeah, I've got something in the fridge anyway, so I'm half tempted to have that with some bread. And I've got lamb shanks as well. Do you know what? I could have a right feast, actually. I might not get a takeaway tonight. I might make a rare exception. And the other funny thing is I haven't had a Christmas dinner. I think every Christmas, I say, I work, and this year was no different. And I cooked like bloody 100 Christmas dinners, 100 starters, 100 desserts. And after you cook 100 Christmas dinners, the last thing you want to eat is a bloody Christmas dinner. Like, ugh. And we start doing like kind of Christmassy food, you know, a couple of days, well, a week or so before. So I've been cooking and eating Christmas food now for longer than just Christmas Day. So yeah, I haven't had a Christmas dinner. Not had a Christmas dinner. There you go, boys. Yeah, not had a Christmas dinner yet this year. But I hope everyone is well. This week's going to be a fun week for me. Oh, dogs are fighting. This week's going to be a fun week for me. And in time, you will see why. Lots of little things going on, as I say, and in time, you will see why. But yeah, an exciting week this week, I hope. With the news starting tonight, hopefully, when I get a call, waiting for this call to come through. It can come through any time from like 5 o'clock. So I've been waiting a while now, 5 o'clock to like 11 o'clock tonight. So we will see. And I'll get back on TV as well this week. I had a week off doing TV. So, yeah, getting back onto the TV channels from tomorrow, actually. From tomorrow, I'm on TV again tomorrow. So back onto TV tomorrow. And yeah, onwards and upwards, which is all good fun. So yeah, I hope everyone's well and had a lovely Christmas anyway. If anyone's got any final questions, then please chuck them through. As I say, I'm not going to overly do a show tonight. As I say, I've got no Rich of the Week award to give out. I've got no interviews to show. So I just wanted to come on an update. Because the thing is, if I don't come on and do these, I get lots of messages from people saying, why you not come on? We waited for you. So I thought I'd come on before I put my food in. The boys are now fighting ruthlessly. But yeah, if there's any questions you got to ask, please feel free to ask them. Happy to answer anything if I can do. Drink my orange juice. At least the boys have semi-behaved this week, eh? Usually they don't. Usually they bloody don't. And then obviously the darts is on. That's a key point, actually. Who do people think? Anyone's into the darts? Who do people think are going to win the darts? I know it sounds horrible, but I'm kind of hoping it's not Luke Littler this year. I think he's got the best chance, obviously. But I think there's Gary Anderson's playing really well this year, isn't he? Gary Anderson's playing well. There's a few of them playing really well. So if any of you do watch the darts, let me know what you think of who you think is going to win. Here the Bridgemerry candidates. Here's the Bridgemerry candidate. Yeah, I know. I don't even know why we could have said that, actually, couldn't we? That happened since my last show, where a poster got put out in Bridgemerry with my name on it, and yeah, I think they thought that I was the Bridgemerry candidate. So, what's the latest for Dr. Chris Parry's mayoral election? Well, it's still going ahead. I mean, they're just saying it's going ahead a few years later, doesn't it? Yeah, it says that it's the mayoral election's going ahead in 2028 instead. So he's still the candidate, and he's still. I literally spoke to him the other day, like a couple of days ago now, and he's still full steam ahead. He's still really excited. He still wants to win. So yeah, he's really excited to carry on. So yeah, it's just obviously a couple of years away. That's the only problem. And Labour have changed the way you're going to be voted in the mayor elections as well. You've probably not seen this. It's not really been that big news. But they're changing it to a single transferable voting system. So instead of just voting for one candidate for the mayor elections like you do with every other election, you'll be voting for a preference. So you'll be saying, I want Reform as option number 1 and whoever is option number 2. The problem with that is it gives less chance for Reform to win, because usually a Liberal Democrat voter would probably put a Conservative or Labour as their secondary vote, and likely a Conservative would put Reform as a secondary vote, but it's very likely that Reform voters wouldn't vote for Liberals or Labour, thus meaning they'll probably vote for Conservative, which means Conservatives have got a much better chance of winning under this system. And in more left-leaning areas, it means Labour have got a better chance of winning. So they've done it so that basically it keeps Reform out. So yeah. Dave Yeats, will you still be involved with Portsmouth Reform, George, in some way? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm still the group leader of Portsmouth Reform. So still leading Reform in Portsmouth. That hasn't changed. All that's changed is I'm not the chair of the executive committee anymore. So there's an executive committee which govern everything that the local branch do. And I'm just not the chairperson anymore, but I'm still the group leader. I'm still leading the group and still leading Portsmouth Reform, absolutely. And I'll still be, very active, probably more active than I've been, because as I say, I'll now have the time to do it, which is the main thing. Michael, you on Talk TV soon? Yes, I'm back on Talk tomorrow. Yep, got 2 spots on Talk tomorrow, one around midday time and then one in the evening. So yeah, I'll be on Talk TV tomorrow again for anybody that wants to tune in. I serve with Chris Parry, top man, hugely successful, excellent leader. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, Chris seems lovely. He seems lovely, really, really professional. And it was a shame, actually, because he had just made me his chief of staff, if you like. So he had asked me to be his chief of staff and to run his campaign. If he had won, to run his office for him and be the chief of staff, essentially. But yeah, obviously with the election cancelled or postponed or whatever you want to call it, that's not happening. So as I say, I took a new role at HQ now, at Reform HQ, and that's what I'm doing now, working for Reform HQ in one of their departments. So yeah. Someone said, wasn't the Lib Dem flyer in that ward not official as it didn't have the promoted by part? Yeah, it didn't. They didn't. So during elections, at the bottom of flyers, you have to put like promoted and published by. You have to disclose who is promoting and publishing the literature. And if you don't, it's a criminal offence. So yeah, whoever published that has committed a criminal offence. But who it is, who knows? Who the actual person is, because you can't obviously hold a party criminally responsible. It's got to be an individual. So yeah, whoever printed and published that has made a criminal offence. I really wanted Reform to win, and Starmer has made it worse so that Reform would lose, and I hate what he's doing. Yeah, I know. I mean, look, Labour are so far down in the polls, they know that they're going to lose seats, so they're going to try and tilt it so that it goes in somebody else's direction. They want to keep the seats and keep Reform out. It's just what they do. Andy, how do local business leaders help with Reform? Get in touch with the chairman. So let's say I'm not the chairman anymore, but you can email Lamara. She doesn't have access to emails until the first week of January, so you won't get an answer until the first week of January. But her email is chair.portsmouth@reformuk.com. So I'll type it in just in case you can see it. chair.portsmouth@reformuk.com. Get in touch with Lamara, who's the chair, and she will she'll connect you and everything else, Andy, and help in any way. If you want to support, that'd be great. So we almost got through the show without mentioning name and shame, didn't we? They haven't got a lot on me, Ryan. They think they have a lot, but I'd say I'm not going to discuss name and shame, and the reason why is because there's something currently going on, and I'm not going to prejudice that in any way, shape, or form. So not commenting on name and shame, but in time you will see. In time you will see. So that's all I'm going to say about that one. But if you ever listen to an anonymous person post on an anonymous page, just think about that. So that's that's the story. As I say, and hopefully you can appreciate. I'm not going to comment on that. It's ridiculous. And as I say, because there is something going on in the background for certain reasons, I am not going to comment on it because, as I say, I do not want to prejudice anything, and I do not want to risk the chance of a case falling through. So let's just leave it at that for now, and all will become obvious in a short period of time. Thoughts on Allah Abdel El Fattah? Well, I don't know much about it, to be fair, Koza. I just know that obviously Keir Starmer and all the lefty lot from your party obviously was very happy and very celebratory that he was released and brought back to the UK. And then obviously it disclosed out that he had basically been supporting terrorism or something, or encouraged terrorism or something, or extremism. As I say, I don't overly know too much, to be fair, because I haven't read too much about it. I only saw it literally briefly. But I know that Nigel Farage has put in a report to the anti-terrorism police, so we shall see what happens there, won't we? We'll see what happens. Darren says, "Damn, I'm late. Hope I didn't miss much. Not much has happened today, Darren. We've just been having a casual chat, mate. Just a casual chat. But after this live stream ends, obviously it goes online. So please feel free to watch it back on YouTube. It's always on YouTube, so have a look on YouTube. But anyway, I've got both my doggies literally in front of me. One of them's trying to steal my Twiglets, and I love Twiglets, so that ain't happening. That ain't happening. But yes, thank you very much for joining, everybody. Thanks for your questions. I'll be back with a proper full show next Sunday at 7 p.m. as always. Thank you for tuning in, and have a lovely New Year's. Best wishes.